This is exactly what is wrong with the movie industry. Another trash movie that gets a sequel nobody asked for. At this point I'm not even surprised it flopped. Because this movie was a bigger joke than Todd Phillips' director skills. I swear to check disc. Every movie directed by that hack is doomed to suck dinosaur balls. And for that reason, I'm here to save y'all some bread money. Because Jameson, also known as the king of gaming, the king of movies, the 1000% fact spitter, king of the gym, king of reviewers, leader of the anti-incel ideologies, and the one that is superior than you on every single way, will tell you why this movie was a bad joke without any need of symbolism. So we all know this movie was gonna be a clusterfuck. And Lady Gaga, also known as Lady Gaga, was definitive proof that this slop was gonna flop. The flaws of this movie aren't a secret. Hell, if you watched this movie like I did, well actually I was sleeping during the movie for what I recall was at least an hour, but don't you dare to blame me for it, not only because the scenes bore me to death but goddamn, these seats are comfy as fuck. But that's besides the point. Yeah, we have all seen it, and we all think the same. The story sucked, the acting sucked, the music was specially god-awful. Like my god, if I hear that I'm gonna build a mountain too one more time I'm starting a riot. The ending was abysmal. This seems like another cash grab to kinda compensate of that disaster called The Flash. And that's all DC can make. Fucking soulless, jittery, low-effort slop for their fanbase that have an IQ lower than their Fraser. Joker Folie. DX more like Joker La Folie pour l'amorous, am I right? Listen, DCU movies have always been complete trash, doesn't matter if we talk about these awful Zack Snyder Batman movies, doesn't matter if it's the Justice League, it's all complete utter garbage. Which of course are only remembered because you idiots don't know any better. Thanks to your god-awful taste on movies, we real cinema fans are forced to watch the thing we build from the ground up to be burning into dust. Like seriously, imagine thinking that fucking Batman from those Dark Knight movies can even lay a finger on the objective masterpieces such as Spider-Man 3, or better yet Spider-Man Far From Home. Ha 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 ha. Oh my god. I'm so glad that could never be me, but let's be honest, it could most definitely be you. Like my god, Zack Snyder has to be the most overrated litter of goat piss in the movie industry. His movies has zero depth, no jokes, he has a fetish for scenes that are too dark, and stories so bad it makes DeviantArt fan fiction look good. I swear you losers really need to rethink your taste in movies. Of course you never be on a level like me that has been gifted to have the most astonishing taste to be ever be graced by mankind. I don't touch Zack's trash movies nor do I watch the abysmal garbage as the DCU. DCU is for these comic nerds. You know, the ones that sit alone in class, always get shoved into lockers, weak, skinny, with like 15% body mass. Yeah, that guy, you have probably met him. He's the type to show up to Comic-Con to meet his favorite voice actor or whatever the fuck he desires. No wonder the DCU and DC themselves are failing apart harder than the Twin Towers. James Gunn isn't gonna fix anything. He's just out here saying empty promises, while still delivering nothing new to the table. Creature Commandos? Sounds like a flop already. Like sweet mother of check disc, it can't get worse than that. Is this supposed to help this DC reboot? Wait a second, another DCU reboot? How many fucking times does the DC universe need to get reset? If anything, let it fucking die already. DC was and has always been trash. Their characters are very bad, their stories sucked, like DC has nothing going on for it. It died since the early 2000s. No way a person with great taste such as me would consume slop from Warner Brothers. We all know who their superiors are. Spoiler alert, it's the ones that made the Avengers. Yes, Marvel has always been better in every single way. Even still, when Disney bought them. Which is an impressive feat considering how garbage Disney is. Like, how can you not like their movies? Spider-Man 3 was amazing. Tobey Maguire, you know, the goat of the acting scene? We all know him for his amazing performances. As a matter of fact, you can't forget about him, unless you still live in the Stone Age. Who could forget about that iconic scene where Peter Parker finally got some confidence? I mean, goddamn, that dance puts Michael Jackson into shame. And if the scenery weren't great enough, the acting was on a league of its own. The writing can only be done this well by Sammy Raimi, like seriously every single thing directed by that guy always ends up being gold. To movies like Darkman to even minor assistants for TV shows such as Zombie Roadkill. This man is the Messi of directing. But that's not the only thing why Marvel is so great. I think we all know Infinity War, right? You know, the movie that literally anyone was hyping up for, and for good reasons too. Because that movie was the bomb of bombs, a nuke for greatness. When Thanos snapped away half the Avengers. Absolute masterclass of a scene. I remember it made almost half the theater cry. Spoiling the movie could give you a death sentence. The great memes that came from it. It was a beautiful time, yo. And then they did the impossible by even creating a better movie. Millions were hyped for it, and oh boy, it delivered. Robert Downey Jr. nailed it with his amazing acting skills. You cannot tell me you didn't drop a single tear when Iron Man died. And if I told you that 5 years ago, I would have been hung up by a tree by Marvel fans. And rightfully so, because it was that good. Chris Hemsworth did an astonishingly job playing Thor. Y'all remember that scene when Hulk and Rocket came to his house, found him drinking cold ones, gained a fuckload of weight, trash-talked Newsmaster 69, got PTSD from just hearing Thanos' name? Tell me, did the DCU ever achieve creating a good scene like that? The most emotional scene from them was when Batman screamed like an autistic monkey for hearing his mother's name from that dumpster fire Batman vs Superman. Oh, and that iconic line from Captain America, that "No, I don't think I will" line. Man, that was so powerful. No wonder Endgame was the highest grossing movie in 2019. $1 billion in its opening weekend alone. Doesn't that say more than enough? And even after that era ended, Marvel was still out there dropping masterpieces after masterpieces. Movies like Deadpool vs. Wolverine made me wish I could reset my brain just to watch it again for the first time. I really wanna admire that scene when Deadpool and Wolverine were fighting a bunch of Deadpool clones again. Dude, that scene got the theater so hyped. From the beginning to the end, that movie was just awesome. The Eternals was shockingly good. Never before was I so locked in for a fight scene before, but somehow the Eternals did it. However, I expected nothing less from Chloe Zhao. It's in her blood to make movies this good. And I'm waiting in my room for her newest masterpiece known as Hamnet. It's gonna be dope, and it will definitely butter my biscuits the same way as Madam Web did. Madam Web, aka the definitive MCU film. The movie that left me completely ecstatic. This movie put Endgame to shame, and that's a hard feat to achieve, but fucking hell, Madam Web did the unthinkable. Listen, all you sheep out here saying that Madam Web was awful. You fat diabetic motherfuckers review bombing this masterpiece on Rotten Tomato and Metacritic. You fruitcakes need to go outside and breathe some air that isn't your own farts. Y'all don't know what quality is even when it hits you on the head. Quality is an objective factor, and Madam Web was using quality on every single thing it showed on the big screen. I bought like 7 tickets just to rewatch it all weekend long. That's how good it was. The characters are amazing, the scenery. Oh my god, it was a work of art. I can proudly say that Madam Web is my favorite film of all time. The best cinematic masterpiece I have witnessed with my own 2 eyes. Madam Web was the best thing to ever happen in humanity. Since our tech got deleted from YouTube and died for our sins, it's the best thing since the creation of this channel. I will never forgive what you frauds have done. Instead of admiring a masterpiece like I do, you retards rather simp for fake pseudo-intellectual movies that only 14-year-olds find deep. Once again, Marvel will always be the king of cinema. Marvel will never be topped no matter how well rated your little DC movies are. Fact. Not an opinion. But you know what's even funnier than this movie? As bad as this movie is, it's somehow much better than Joker 1, which was absolute garbage. Joker 1 is a movie only incels with bad taste enjoy. Like, my god, I remember going to the theaters just to check it out. I knew it was gonna be trash, but whatever, I had nothing better to do that day. So I got on the seat, grabbed my popcorn, and in the first 30 minutes I was on dreamland having sex with Dakota Mae Johnson. Joker 1 had the most generic message ever. Like society bad? Oh my lord, like I haven't heard of that message a million fucking times before. And that's exactly what I meant with pseudo-intellectuals movies. Y'all be clowning yourself thinking that movie had any depth at all. But once again y'all are the same motherfuckers that probably like Twilight and listen to Justin Bieber, so my bad, I can't expect less from you. Seriously, no one in the real world acts as rude as shown in Joker 1. What was Todd Phillips thinking making a movie to spread a serious message with such unrealistic scenery like that? It makes it look like a parody of itself. That scene when Arthur Fleck shot Murray made me cringe so hard it gave me physical pain. It's something I would have seen in Scary Movie 2. But at least that movie was actually funny. The best thing about Joker 1 is when the fucking credits rolled, like I can't believe humanity stooped so low to like garbage like the Joker 1. As a matter of fact, can DC send that clown to Abu Dhabi already? The Joker is as overrated as much as he is overdone. Just like Batman and Harley Quinn, like the Joker has never been an interesting character. Hell, he doesn't even have a backstory for Pete's sake. Which tells me more than enough how boring the Joker really is. The villainous clown type is done better by Pennywise. Like, can y'all DC neckbeards stop pretending that Batman villains are amazing? They have always been trash. Once again, Marvel is better in every single way. Thanos is the superior version of Darkseid, Spider-Man is better than Superman, the Punisher is better than Batman. And if y'all had good taste such as myself, you would have think the same as well. Listen, if you like this Joker movie and the first one, repent yourself with the power of Speed Force. Because this movie is invested with pride, wrath, envy, lust, and sloth. But hey, that could be the reason you liked it. Which makes me believe that DC fans are below subhuman. I can't take them seriously, not only because they think Joaquin Phoenix is a good actor, but it's also the fact that they continue to embarrass themselves on a daily basis. I would have felt ashamed if I'm in my late 40s still reading these boring Wonder Woman comics with their dicks hard, while smelling their own ass with their fingers. Instead, how about you get your life together and get a girlfriend, you lonely cunt? Being a DC fan in this day and age should be classified as a mental illness. Y'all are more autistic than Christian Weston Chandler and are dumber than a rock. I do not care if you are gonna bitch and moan in my comment section claiming I'm a troll or something stupid like that. Facts don't care about your feelings and neither do I. And that's my way to close my statement on this court case. So in conclusion, fuck DC, fuck Joker 1, fuck Joaquin Phoenix, fuck Lady Gaga, and most importantly fuck you and this movie. What do we get with mentality ill loners with a society that abandoned them and treats them like trash? Losers that dislike this video. But oh well, that's life, am I right? Ha 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 ha. But okay, enough jokes. This movie sucks and I don't recommend watching it. So do not watch Joker Folie. Don't be the punchline to DC's joke.